Hi friends, this is Vijay Nagpal and welcome to Cloud Labs. In today's session, we will discuss how Azure AD SSO integration can be done with Amazon Web Services. Let's talk about the benefits first. So one of the major benefits with this integration is that you can leverage your existing corporate identities to allow access to AWS services. Also, the other benefit is that all the identities can be centralized managed using one console, which is portal.azure.com. So you can manage all your identities from the Azure Active Directory and you don't need to create separate accounts for individual users in AWS. So let's try to understand from this diagram how this works. In this diagram, if you see on the right side, I have three AWS accounts in my AWS organization. These three AWS accounts are the service provider where we have all the application or the services hosted. On the left side, I have Azure Active Directory, which is my identity provider. In the Azure Active Directory, I have added or published the applications for AWS. Now, if a user need to access the AWS App 1 application, which is hosted on AWS account 1, the user try to access the web page myapps.microsoft.com where he will see this application. Once the user enter the credentials, this Azure Active Directory, which is my identity provider, performs the authentication and send the data along with the user's access rights for the service to my service provider, which is AWS in our case. Once this service provider will see this user is already authenticated and coming with the data, the SAML token, along with the services which he can access, this AWS account or the service provider will grant him the access. And I will show you how we can configure this integration in the demo. So before we move on to the demo, let me explain what do we have in our environment. We have Azure Active Directory with custom domain cloudvijay.xyz and we have two users, John and Michael. John is the developer and Michael is admin. Also we have one AWS account where we will create two roles, one for developer with full access to EC2 instance and other role we will create for admins. The admins will be able to manage the all AWS services. So let's quickly move on to demo and log into portal.azure.com. This is my Azure AD with custom domain cloudvijay.xyz and I have created two users, John and Michael. As I explained in the slides, John is the developer and Michael is the admin. To configure the SSO, first we need to add the application from Azure Gallery. Search for AWS. Give some meaningful name. It will take 30 to 40 seconds to add the application. And you can see the progress from here. So once the application will be added, you can see the application in the enterprise applications. I already have published one application, AWS Prod, but this time I have added one more application, AWS Shared Account. Let's refresh this page. You can see AWS Shared Account application is also published. Now let's configure the SSO. Go to single sign-on. The AWS supports SAML authentication, so we will select SAML. These are the configuration settings. So the first setting is identifier. This is very important. So this identifier should be unique for each application. We cannot use the same identifier for different application. So let me show you. For my previous account, previous application, I have the identifier, the same identifier, right? So when I will try to configure the identifier for another application, which is AWS Shared Account, I will modify this identifier and I will give some unique name. I will add hash1 in this and then save. So now I have different identifier from the another application. Second, this metadata file. This is very important. This is required to configure the identity provider in AWS. So I will download this file and will use this file for identity provider configuration in AWS. So now I will move on to the configuration in AWS. Let's log into AWS console. This is my shared account. First I will create the identity provider. Provider type is going to be SAML. I will name it as Azure AD. I need to provide the metadata file which we just downloaded from the Azure. So I'll give the path. So now we have created the identity provider using this metadata file provided from Azure. Now let's create two separate roles for developer and admin. First create the role for developer. We will select the identity provider. In our case it's Azure AD which we just created. And then now attach the permission for this role. For the developer, we discussed that the developer should only be able to access EC2 instance. So we will select the permission for EC2. Tags, we will skip it for now. Give the role name. We will give it as developer. You can give the description. So now we have created the developer role. Let's create another role for admins. Let's add the permissions. If you see, this is already there, administrator access. Now we have two roles, admin and developer. Now we need to create a user, the service user. Before we create the service user, let's create one policy and I will show you what policy we need to create before we create the service user. I will create a policy for the IAM and will give access only to list the roles. New policy, we'll name it as list roles. Now I have to create a service user. You might ask, if we already have the users John and Michael in Azure AD, why do we need to create a user in AWS? So the service user which we are creating in AWS, this user will have the access permission only to list the roles. We will provide this service user account to Azure AD so it can pull the role from AWS to Azure. I will show you how we can pull that. So first let's create the user. I will name it as Azure SSO Provision. Make sure to select programmatic access because we will need the access key ID and secret access key to configure in Azure. Attach the existing policies. Here we need to attach the policy which we just created, list roles. If you want to see this policy, what kind of permission it has. it has access only to list the roles. Now we have created the user. This is very important to save this file because this is required to configure in Azure. So I will download this file. Let's go back to Azure and go to provisioning. By default, the provisioning mode is manual. We will have to set it to automatic. Wait for a few seconds. It will be visible. Set to automatic. And here we need to provide the client secret key and security token for the user which we created in AWS, Azure SSO provision. We need to provide this. Test connection. Connection is successful. Save. And we have to change the status from off to on. And save again. Let's go back. So till now the initial cycle has not run. We will refresh it. So it has polled 2 roles. You remember we created 2 roles in AWS. Let's go back to IAM roles. These 2 roles which we created for the identity provider Azure AD. So the initial sync will be completed instantly or in few seconds. But if there will be any changes on the AWS side, it might take 40 minutes to replicate or synchronize. Now it's time to give the access to the users. Go to users, add user. So this has not been reflected yet. Let's go back for now. Let me restart the provisioning. It will again show you both the roles. Sometimes you need to restart or stop and start. So all the information will be synchronized from AWS to Azure. Now let's try to see if that is visible now. That's still not visible. So because I'm using Azure Active Directory free plan, so I cannot use the groups. If you have P1 or P2 license for Azure Active Directory, you can give the permissions or you can give the access to groups and then you can add the users to groups. And maybe let's refresh this page. Yes, now it's visible. So let's select John. We can see 2 rows. John, we mentioned we will add him as a developer and assign. And we will add Michael. And we'll add him to admin role. Okay, so now it's time to test. So let's open different browser. Log into myapps.microsoft.com. Let's try to log in using John first. So because this is the first time John is logging to myapps.microsoft.com, so it will prompt to change the password. There you go. John can see this AWS shared account which we published in Azure Active Directory. And John is able to log into shared account using developer role. Now developer can only access to EC2. So let's try, and John is able to see all this console. Let's try if we can create the EC2 instance. So John should be able to only create the EC2 instance. Now here you go. Let's create Red Hat. Now create a new key pair. First VM download already exists. First VM1 launch instance. So John is able to launch the instance. But since the developer only can access the EC2 instance, let's try to access S3. The access is denied, which means we are good. Now let's log out from John and log in with Michael. Since we are logging first time with Michael, so it will also ask to change the password. He can also see AWS shared account. And he is also able to log into AWS console. Now you can see Michael has logged in with admin role. So John was not able to access S3, but let's see if Michael is able to access S3. There is no access denied error. Let's try to create one bucket. It will not accept underscore or a special collector. So Michael is able to create the bucket, and let's see if Michael is able to access IAM console and if he can see all the roles and users. Yes, he can see the roles. And he can see the users as well. The last thing, let's check if Michael is able to access EC2 console. Yes, he can see the EC2 instance as well, which was created by John. Right? So this also works. Let me show you one more thing. What if John is playing the role of admin as well as a developer? So let's go back and go back to Active Directory. Now we want to add John as well as for admin role. Add user, search for John. Let's add John as admin now. So now John has both access. He is playing the role of admin as well as developer. Now let's log in with John and see how it works now, because he's having two different roles. So once he will log into myapps.microsoft.com, oops, he will see this application, AWS shared account. Now, once he will try to access this application, it will be asked to select the role, which role he want to access, and accordingly he will get the permissions on the AWS services, right? So if we say John should be able to log in with admin, admin has full access. So earlier John was not able to create S3 bucket, but now because he has logged in with admin role, he should be able to create the S3 bucket. There is no access denied. Create bucket. Okay, so now John is able to create the bucket. So now you see the difference. When the John was having only the developer role, he was not able to create any S3 bucket or anything else apart from EC2 instance console access. But now, since John has access for admin role as well as developer role, he can perform the activities for admin using admin role. And if he need only to access EC2, he can access using developer role. So that is it for today. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, subscribe and comment. See you again.